Hey, good evening. This is living in Alaska, or with Ashford Rogers. BattleBots. Um, Long day today work, so I'm gonna do kind of a shorter video. Hopefully, although I tend to talk a lot. Um, Good day, good things going on. Recently, I think I talked about in the last video. I've been flying around in my Rupture. This is my Rupture blueprint, but this is my basic Rupture going on right here. Um, Still like him, still upgrading him slowly. Like having that ship that you can always fall back to. I also recently got a slasher blueprint um, and built that ship just to have a quick ship to get back and forth to different places. That came through my daily rewards. Uh, Always amazes me when you fly around in a slow ship for quite a while and then you switch back over to a frigate, how much faster they move. You forget. Um, but big news is I was able to pick up a Hurricane blueprint and bring it on out here. I'm going to build my own Hurricane and outfit it the same way I have the other ships that I've made, with just stuff that I find out here in the Great Wildlands, the Great North, the frozen tundra, as it is, of Eve, the quietest place on Earth. Sorry, I have no idea what I'm talking about. I probably need some more coffee. Um, so the idea is to create a hurricane to maybe start doing some of the combat anomalies out here. Never flown one before. So how am I going to build a hurricane out here if I'm not mining or buying or bringing stuff out here to do it? Well, first off, let's just go ahead and look at the blueprint here. You always want to look at a blueprint before you actually buy it because you want to make sure you can build it. Um, I know I can build this one here. Um, if I hover over the red, oh shoot, sorry. If I hover over the red, it tells me what I need, and the only requirements I don't have is the materials. Materials are here. As you can see, I've accumulated some of them. How have I done that? Well, as I've been flying around with my little rupture guy here, I've been accumulating equipment to refit it, but I've also been accumulating equipment that I'll never use, or will probably never use for quite a long time, especially large weapons or guns, or um, weapons or guns. Yeah, that's good. Or large fitting items, because mostly the Hurricane and the Rupture fit medium sized. And if, to be honest, if I ever was to fly a battleship down the road, which I'm sure I will, ultimate goal is I want to get into a dreadnought. Maybe not my ultimate goal, but I'm interested in that. But if I were to go with a battleship, I'm probably not going to go the same route as these lower ships of learning. At that point, I think I might have learned enough that I might want to invest on buying all the parts and doing that sort of thing. But now I just did reprocess some things, and currently I've got enough Noxium and enough Isogen saved up, and coincidentally, almost enough Megasite. Um, but I still need a lot of Tritanium. I almost have to have 10 times the amount that I have currently. Um, so what I do normally is I have my Nurse here. It's my quick. I'll just show you the fit here real quick. It's a really simple fit that can get blown up pretty easily. But here it is. Basically, it's got two warp core stabilizers, so it would have to be tackled. It would have to be tackled by two um, warp uh, disruptors. Also, it's got some initial stabilizer so it turns quicker, and a little bit of a cargo hold to expand the cargo hold just a little bit. And I use this to get just random junk around. Not super quickly, but it hauls up to, as you can see here, 3,300 meters. So I can really get a decent amount of stuff around. What I do is I'll normally just load it up here with anything that I know that I'm not going to use anytime in the future. This would be most of my auto-targeting missiles. I know I'm not going to be using rockets at any point in time, so I just throw those in here. The torpedoes, not going to be using those. And I really don't need these right now. I can get more down the road if I need to. They're just stuff that I've scavenged off of some of the guys that are out there. Keep on scrolling down and look for anything that's a large item. Now, I already reprocessed all the guns here, but a big one sometimes can be your micro warp drives. I know I'm not going to be flying in any fleets anytime soon, so I can do remote repairs. Here's a 500 MN micro warp drive, so that'll go. Good. Anything here that's large? Just trying to show you what I do. Nothing really special going on here. I might find something later on. Obviously, I'm not going to have enough to build my ship right now, but in the system that I'm at, there are 2 player-controlled stations that they've left open to allow you to dock at here in the Great Wildlands in NTAC 6. One of the stations you can reprocess things. Another of the stations you can build things at. I don't leave a whole lot of stuff in these. You might think this is worth a lot of money here, but this really isn't. This is all stuff that I've scavenged. Yeah, there's 80 million ISK worth of stuff here. If you can't get over an 80 million ISK loss, then it's no big deal. I can go get a rupture right now if I really need to, and just start new. These guys seem to be pretty cool. I have yet to contact them, the GhostNet Industries. There's a lot of them in this area. Most of these guys right here are ghost netters. At some point I'll contact them and say, hey, how you doing? See if they're cool with me hanging out in the area. I don't need any cruise missiles. Let's get those in here. Boo. Alrighty. There's another one. Okay. So this station here I can actually build stuff in. So that's where I have my blueprint copies. Now, to be somewhat safe, my blueprint originals for my ammos, and I will never put a blueprint copy into somebody else's station. But I'm sorry, I won't ever put a blueprint original into another player's controlled station. But that's why these are copies that are sitting here. I can lose these and not be upset. Let's say these guys are cool, but then somebody else decides to go to war with them and destroys the station. Then I might be out of that. So, is that another cruise missile? It's a heavy missile. Okay. So, this station I can build stuff out. We're going to go ahead and undock here, and I'll just show you the local area. So I'm at this station here, this Rotaro. Over here is a Tatara that they've also built. Go ahead and dock up there. We're going to warp over and dock to it. Once I get done showing this, I did want to talk about something that's been very interesting to me to think about lately. So I've had 1 or 2 people out here asking me how I'm doing, and a couple other people saying, "Are you tired of it yet?" Um, and the interesting part to me is this disdain that people have for the Great Wildlands. I think you've got to play the game the way you want to play it. Um, we'll get to that here in a second. So, dropped everything off here into my item hanger, and I'm going to go ahead and reprocess all of this. And once I reprocess it, this is all the stuff that I'm going to get from all that reprocessing. Good. And then throw it right back into my ship and carry it back over. So, as I'm doing this, I think I've really found my niche, my thing. And it's very similar to what I kind of do with my current job. I do a lot of different things in the building that I work at. Every day I can switch between jobs 4, 5, 6 times. I'm not a master of anything, but I don't suck at anything either. I'm pretty good at stuff. That's why they move me around. And I like doing it. I like having a positive attitude about it. Being out here in the Great Wildlands is very similar to that for me. I've had a lot of time to think about this. I like making my YouTube videos. I like killing NPCs, ratting, they call it. I like exploration. I like my planetary interaction. I like pushing things to learn things, and there's so much to learn in Eve. And they just did an update today um, with new changes to the game. They change it every month. It's ridiculous. How am I ever going to learn it all if they keep changing it on me? So, so we go ahead and docked up here. Can you tell I had a long day at work? But it's a good day. We're going to drop it off, and then we got all this new minerals and material. We're going to see how close we are to making this hurricane. So we still need a lot of titanium and a lot of pyrite. This other stuff here will, and some Mexilon as well. This other stuff here will slowly start trickling in. So what I'm going to start doing is focusing on killing battleships, cruisers, and battle cruisers for multiple reasons. 3 of them. 3, because I just named them. The first part is the battleships will give me the large items that I can melt down. The cruisers and the battle cruisers will give me the medium items, the medium guns, the medium ammo for my ship to try out. And I'm really looking forward to trying this out. My current Rupture build is, let's just pull it up here. I'm going to make active to you. There we are. Wow, there's more people showing up here. My current Rupture build with things I found. Make active. Already looked at it. What in the world? That's active. There we go. Okay, so this is the current Rupture build. I think I've shown this before. Currently getting 259.3 DPS out of it. This is going to go up here fairly soon. I'm at the last couple of days to train out of my planetary command center. Once I get done with that, I'm going to refocus my skills on setting my ship bonuses. But the nice thing is, when I'm skilling up my medium cannons on this, it'll also trickle over to the Hurricane that I'm building. But I've seen some builds out there for Hurricanes that can do in upwards of 400 or 500 DPS just using regular modules. So that's what I'm really interested in. Plus, a hurricane has 2 to 3 times more armor and 2 to 3 times more shields. So I think they can hold out a lot better in some of these anomalies that I'm looking at. Um, Once I get that up and running, I might start looking at doing mining anomalies, but also maybe some combat anomalies out here. So, sorry, I am all over the place tonight. The thing I did want to talk about is winning. How do you know when you're winning at a game? And especially, how do you know when you're winning at Eve? And um, personally, I think I'm winning right now. I'm having so much fun. Uh, a buddy of mine and I, we used to have this thing where we would say, when we would buy a new video game, for every dollar you spent on the video game, you should play an hour's worth of playtime. Well, I spent $14 this past month to play Eve, and uh, I think I played more than 14 hours. um, so, but this is my winning, being able to switch around. In the future, I want to push the envelope. I want to test some things out. And I think that's the way I want to go with the corporation that I make in about a month. I want it to be a test corporation, to be on the forefront of trying everything new. Whenever there is an update to the game, whether it be the ships, to be storyline, to be manufacturing, I want to build a corporation that focuses on being at the forefront of learning. There's going to be a lot of work to do with that. Probably need a lot of help. But I think that's what I want to grow to. I think that's the long-term growth of having fun with this game. I think it can always keep things interesting for me. That being said, I'm not sure a lot of people want to do that. And the reason why I say that, I think I talked the other day, is about talking in stations, watching those videos. Watching that, they have these panel discussions from people of all sorts of different types of gameplay. Um, One of the great commentators of there, I think her name is Arcia. She plays in the role-playing groups. It's fascinating to listen to her talk about how she plays with the guys that are there and girls, and what they find is important. They love fleeting up, but these aren't these huge, massive nullsec fleets. They're the smaller fleets of like 30, 40 ships or something like that. But they're constantly trying new things. On the other hand, and I'll just show you here, I've been entranced lately by watching vids of the battles that are happening out in nullsec in the Great War. Um, you know what? I think about this sometimes. Whenever I pull up YouTube on here, people kind of tell uh, what you do by your history of things. So right here, I've got a little bit of music video from the Dragon Prince. Down here, The Big Bang Theory. What Culture. So if you want, any of those are good. Oh, that's a great song right there, by the way. I just got hooked on this song. But long story short, this video here I've been watching. I'm about 9 minutes into it. It got me thinking right before I did my video tonight. They are winning in their own way with this. I'm watching these guys and listening to their comms, listening to them talk, and they're having so much fun. Um, and there's these fleets of, I think this one, it was two separate fleets of 250 and 150 on one side. This is a smaller battle for them, of a certain type of ship, and they're calling out targets. They're dying by the hundreds and winning by the hundreds, and just having a great time. And they've been doing this for, from what I think, a year now. This huge battle that's going out in nullsec, out in the Delve regions, and they're just having so much fun together and joking around. Um, do I think this is something that I would do? Probably not. As far as on this scale, I'd love to form up fleets. Maybe something changes down the road. But these guys are having so much fun. So this is winning. Watching the panel discussions, the guys who they just changed all of the manufacturing in Eve right now. They have, if you've been under a rock, they've cut back on the raw materials to cause when you lose a ship to hurt more the game itself. So all of the guys who are building things are having to adjust to that. And while I think they're frustrated a little bit, their stuff is worth more and they're winning because they're doing what they want to do. So, what I want to say is um, do what you want to do with the game. And if you can't find something to do in it, ask around. And if they can't, nobody answers you, don't play. But there will be somebody to ask. Um, and if you get stuck doing something you don't want to do, stop doing it. Uh, a great example was the corporation I was with up till about a month ago. When I first started playing, I joined a corporation. Really nice guys, some nice guys there. And it touted itself as a PvE corp. As soon as I joined, they got into a war because they built a station, and then they started talking with some other groups and defending their station. And I was only in the game for about a month, just still trying to learn and doing the exact same things that I'm doing right now. And and obviously, if you've watched my videos, I don't know what I'm doing, but that wasn't winning to me, and um, it it wasn't something that I wanted to do, so I stopped. And that's what I would tell you. If you want to win at Eve, and I think I'm just talking to hear myself talk tonight because I had a long day at work, and I apologize. But it's something that's been rolling around in my brain for quite a while. Um, and what I want to do is start focusing even more so on things that I consider for myself as winning, and maybe start bringing a few people in if anybody out there is interested in the same types of things. One other thing that I want to throw out there is obviously I work some. I have long days like today. What I might start doing is currently at my job, I think I talked about this in my last video, uh, they're actually having me make training videos because I know how to make videos on YouTube. They obviously haven't watched too many of my videos because I'm terrible at it. But I'm learning so much, even in the first day that I've been messing around with it at work. And my thought is that on the days that I'm at work, I still play Eve a lot. But rather than make videos for those 3 to 4 days, because I work 4 12-hour days, but to record the my expeditions out and about, and then um, when I do have a day off for the first time, create a video, not just record myself playing and talking like I am right now, but actually work on starting to create videos by editing and throwing maybe some music into it or some things, and really take it to the next step, and then maybe um, take 2 or 3 days to work on that while I'm doing a regular commentary video on the side because I like doing it. This is fun, but that'll give me something on the side to do. And then maybe once every 1 or 2 weeks, uh, produce a edited form of a video um, that might be fun. Tell a story. So that might be my next step. I'm not sure if it's going to be too much work. I'm learning a lot right now with what I'm doing, but that's my next goal of winning. So if anybody out there has any ideas of how they want to do things, I'm always willing to try new things out. Um, and hopefully, the next 5 or 6 days, I'll be resetting up my planetary interaction slowly. I'm going to go planet by planet, day by day, and really take some time to focus because this should be the last move I do for a while. So I want to really take some time on it. I'm still making money off the ones I am right now. That's going to totally fund my new setup. So Sorry for rambling today. It was a long day at work. I'm gonna drink some more coffee, upload this video, get some sleep, and get back to work. But you guys have a great night. I didn't really want to fly around tonight because there were just a lot of people in system, and my brain wasn't. It was so tired from work. As far as strategically, I think I would have made a mistake. I would have been paying attention. As you can tell, my brain's wandering tonight. So, um, but any ideas, any questions, any ideas, please let me know. Ashford Rogers is my in-game name, or you can just write something in YouTube. You guys have a great night. Fly safe. Wait a second. What is the call off sign for Truman Show quotes? So I want to start using. Was nothing real? No, no, no. Okay. Best 15 quotes for this. Blah, 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 blah. Never had a camera in my head. That one's for free. I'm a pretty dangerous guy now. Cue the sun. Hey, that's a good one for Eve. You can't get away. These are some great quotes here. I'll just show you. So you got Cue the Sun. That's a great. That might be the name of one of my ships. You can't get any further away before you start coming back. That's another great Eve quote. Sea Haven is the way the world should be. That Sea Haven could be the name of a station. I'm liking this. Somebody help me. I'm being spontaneous. That's a great. Expect reality. Accept reality of the world with which we present it. It's as simple as that. Awesome. Let him die in front of a live audience. This is fantastic. Where is it? What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to? That's the one. In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. What? What else is on? That should be number one. That should be number one. Alrighty, I'm going to try to remember this as my quote for the end of my show for a couple of times. In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.